Welcome to the Saved Show. This is your host, Justin Minger. This is an audio journal that I will update regularly. We'll cover things like faith, family, the latest topic on the news, pop culture, movies, you name it, we're going to cover it. All through the eyes of a Christian father, veteran, and someone who's trying to figure this out. If you want to support the show, please go check out thesaved.store. We have some things on sale over there. Also, if you don't want to use money to support the show, please do share the episodes on all social media. If you find something interesting, let us know. Share it with those around you. It's the best way you can support us. Put on those headphones, kick back and relax. Remember, you are saved. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday, the Lord's Day. Hopefully your morning went well, getting everybody out to church or watching at home, which is the situation we found ourselves in my household. Got a couple of sick kids, so I'm sure the nursery wouldn't appreciate the sneezing and coughing. So we stayed home, watched at home, still got the sermon, which is good, just a little different, a little more distracted, but still good. One of the benefits of living in a post-COVID world. Hopefully you're doing well. I appreciate you tuning in, whether that's on Rumble, YouTube, Anchor, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or my personal favorite, Spotify. Trying to get this out in as many places as possible. Took a look at the show's analytics, and it's 50-50 overall, but actually swaying more towards a female audience, which I don't have any feelings towards. I appreciate anybody that wants to listen to what we're putting out. Just glad everybody's here, whoever you are. God bless you. I was thinking about it, talking to my wife about it actually, and her idea was that perhaps young men in our age demographic, which I would assume you could call like 25 to 40, is probably just the phase of life that we're in. Most gentlemen might not speak about their faith in a public forum, in a public place, so could be why some of the ladies are tuning in to hear what I have to say. You know, those few of you that are out there, which I thought was a good point. I couldn't say that many people I know that are my age are speaking about their faith or doing anything like this, which I wouldn't necessarily call preaching, but trying to understand things with an audience, whoever that is. But I think if there are young men listening, I would recommend just being yourself in all aspects of your life, and sharing your faith. It's definitely going to attract the right kind of mate, so I'd recommend it. That's a lesson learned, not something that I've always done. Take it from me. Today, a few episodes ago, I said the phrase, treat life like a deployment. And I believe I was just sharing the story of my military experience, where I was deployed for about 6, 7, or 8 months. It was like April to October. So was that 6 months? Yeah. And where I was going with that was that this short, brief existence you have on Earth could be treated like a deployment. You're certainly on a battlefield at war, spiritually. That is nothing kinetic so far in the States, but we'll see. You're at war spiritually. You can be at war with your own self, trying to get in shape, trying to change bad habits, cut out the drinking, cut out the junk food. If you want to use that type of vernacular, you could say that you are at war. And where I was mostly going was that every day you should be preparing for that fight that comes up. And it's not a physical fight in the case of spirituality, but if you start your day in the Word, learning Scripture, praying, trying to build that relationship with God, what that would allow you to do after time, not necessarily just only on Sundays, getting in the Word, but over time, as you spend more time in the Word, you learn Scripture, have it copied to your heart. When a conversation comes up with someone close to you, or just anywhere, wherever you're at, you'll be better able to engage with that person as far as recruitment goes. Another military buzzword right there. So, treating this life as a deployment, simply put, would be to make sure that you're preparing for that eventual and inevitable conversation or situation, argument, whatever it is that could help you fill out the Great Commission and bring others into the fold, bring them into their faith, or bring them closer to God in some regard. I made this podcast not because I think that I have brand new ideas necessarily, but that every instance of repeating the truth, someone's eventually going to hear it. So I'm just, I don't know, what would I put it as? Just another avenue or another speaker, another place for you to find what I believe in my heart to be true or interesting or worth sharing. Excuse me. And I think that's not just because I have this podcast, but when I'm talking to people and we're out and about, I have these conversations with people too. When I was with my Marine Corps buddies last, I very nearly convinced one of my friends that abortion was wrong, and I wish I would have been more prepared. Maybe I could have sent him over the top, but yeah, I would say he was 90% of the way there. So I'm trying to engage with those around me, trying to do the things that I am talking about here. But it's hard sometimes. Life gets busy. Can't fault anybody for that. Life is life. But before that Marine Corps deployment, there was a preparatory phase. So we did, field exercises. You pack up all your stuff with a list of gear requirements. You take what you would realistically pack as far as, clothes and hygiene products, whatever you need, and then packing gear that you might need, going out into a situation where you're practicing those skills that would be needed on the deployment, and then you return, you do an after action report and see what you could do better. And then by the time you actually do deploy, you are prepared to the best of your abilities. You're ready to go. And if we look at that in our own lives, we could look at it as fitness, for example. You could pick a certain event that you want to do. At the end of the month, I have a 5K. Actually, in 14 days, 2 weeks, I have a 5K. So that's what I'm preparing for now. So it's not as if that deployment or the 5K itself, I can't just show up and run and do well, at least. Anybody could walk a 5K. But it takes the everyday practice and sticking to a schedule, a plan, a preparatory phase in order to get ready for that event. When it comes to spirituality, like I mentioned, that deployment is your entire existence here on earth, to keep going with my analogy. So you're always on, as it were. But that doesn't mean you skip the preparatory phase. In the morning, dive into the Word, do some prayer, do some thinking. People call it meditating. You don't have to if that isn't your thing, or you think that sounds weird, demonic. But get into some sort of morning ritual where you are preparing for your day in the Word with God, trying to build a relationship and preparing yourself for that inevitable confrontation. And we're back. If I jumped from here to there, took a brief pause to help with the groceries. So here we go, part 2. If you wanted to think about your life as a deployment, you're certainly welcome to. We have our marching orders, as it were, to try to create as many disciples as we can. if that's not helpful to you, then don't do it. The simple message that I was hoping to convey would be to get out there, pray, work on your own relationship with God, and then be able to share it with people. Simple as that. Simple conversations. You never know what you're going to say. It might plant a seed or convince someone fully, but just a small interaction with you could have effects moments from when you had the conversation or years down the line. So just be ready and stay alert to whenever that situation might come up. I wasn't fully anticipating speaking with my buddy to convince him that abortion is wrong. We were just at a brewery having some drinks and hadn't seen each other in a while. And then, you know, every good conversation happens at a bar or a brewery, apparently. But if I was just a little bit more prepared, or I said something more eloquently, maybe I could have convinced him. So no regrets. I gave it my all. I just need to do better next time. Yeah, next time. There's going to be a next time. So I think that exhausts the simple message for today. Just treat life as a deployment. You can use that for spirituality, like we're trying to do here, or if you just need to think about some fitness goal, some life goal, some study goal, whoever's listening, maybe think about it in that way. If you're going to go to war with yourself in some regards, there needs to be some preparing and preparation before you execute. That's it. This week we are hopefully getting the kids not sick with a cold. The infant and the toddler, snotty, gross. And I think that's it. Just normal life stuff. Go to work, take care of the kids, take care of the wife, maintain your relationship with your spouse, whoever's listening, including my wife. But life is good. We're blessed and very thankful. So thank you for anyone who's out there listening. Maybe we can connect someday. You can tell me what you get out of the show or where you came from. And we can start having guests. People share their testimonials, or I'd like to invite some people on to discuss anything, movies, fitness, spirituality. Get some pastors or somebody on here eventually. So this will only grow, I think. And that's not because I'm doing anything, just showing up basically. And you guys are here now. So very grateful. Like I said, we're blessed. And if we can pray for you out there, please let me know. If you want to support the show, please share it with those around you, or go to our store page and check out the new Life Day shirts. Help us to celebrate the overturning of Roe v. Wade. But the biggest way to help the show is to just share it with those around you. So I do appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, hopefully you have a great week. Let us know if we can pray for you. God bless you, and please remember, you are saved.